What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Draft Day Dynasties. I'm C. Jackson Cowart, the community manager here at Wolverine Studios. And in this 8th episode of this streaming series, we'll be pondering my coach's long-term future in Hawaii, filling out the rest of the coaching staff wherever I end up, and trying to convince the board at whatever school that I deserve any money at all after a really rough first season at Hawaii. Right off the top, I want to shout out that next Wednesday is Wolverine Day, which celebrates the 16th anniversary of Wolverine Studios. That's honestly crazy to think about. As always, this year is going to have a ton of massive one-day sales. We're going to have giveaways, including one for anybody following us on any of our social media channels. So if you aren't already, please join our communities on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Discord. Those are growing by the day, so please hop in there. And if you do, you might win some free stuff. So keep an eye out for that. And on Wednesday, Gary's going to have a special stream planned to show off something that I think you guys are all going to be very, very excited about. As somebody who's been playing this game for, I think, a decade, going on a decade now, I am personally, selfishly thrilled about what Gary has up his sleeve. So really excited for him to be able to show you guys that on Wednesday. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'll tease the stream. So I hope to see all of you guys in that stream and posting, following everything next Wednesday to see what kind of deals you can get, giveaways, all that stuff. So definitely mark your calendars for that. And as a reminder, before we hop into this episode, if you haven't seen the previous 7, definitely recommend checking those out on our YouTube channel, especially if you're new to the game. I think there's a lot you can learn from just sort of following along what one playthrough looks like, and hopefully learn a little bit about what to do and maybe what not to do if you're looking at my record here at the top of the screen. So check that out on YouTube, and if you're in the chat joining us live today, hello, thank you, appreciate you guys joining. Definitely hop in the chat and let us know what you think about the big decision that we're about to make here about my coach's future. So let's just hop right into that. If you've been following along, you know what this stream means. You know what this day is. It's April 9th, and it's job hiring time. So my first season at Hawaii went 13-17. Not great, Bob. Not exactly the season that you would hope to have in your first year. I did have some talent on the roster, I felt like, and could still have some talent going into next year if you sort by here. So we're going to lose Todd Willis and Dante Waldman. Those are 2 big losses, and we're going to lose Alvin Baker off the bench. But we bring back the one, the only Amari Charity. We bring back Brian McInnes, who was kind of a forgotten 4th or 5th guy in the starting lineup, but does have some real ability here as a secondary passer and as a good outside shooter. And then Victor Willis, the much maligned center that could have a big role next year in the Great Pacific Conference if I stick around. And that is the ultimate question here. So I've been asking you guys on Discord, saw a comment on YouTube about it, about what I should do with this opportunity to move on from Hawaii or maybe stick around. You guys had some thoughts about the teams. Let's just hop right into the hiring screen here. You had some thoughts about which teams might be interesting to go to. If we sort by head coach jobs only and see what's available, I kind of have my eyes on Auburn, Penn State, and Nebraska. Floated that in a poll. Some of you guys thought maybe Dallas would be an interesting spot. Dallas is sort of the shorthand for a school that's very famous for, that gives you the idea right there. Colorado State was another one that was pretty interesting. Western Kentucky, shout out to Cards for that suggestion. And then, of course, there's always the option of Hawaii. And Bill Dozer, friend of the program here, Bill, appreciate you hopping in. He says, I vote for staying at Hawaii for a few years. As your coach ratings improve, you'll receive good job offers, even if you have a losing record as a coach. And I think that's a good preface, because I would like to make the decision right here after careful consideration, and I mean that. I've been thinking about this all week, consulting with close friends, consulting with loved ones, talking to the athletic director here at Hawaii, talking to my players. I've decided that I will be taking my talents, not to Auburn, I'll be taking them back to Hawaii. Let's run this back. Let's see what we can do. Nobody feels like that first season was really what it should have been with the talent that we had. Learning a new system. It's not easy to implement a 1-3-1 for a bunch of guys that, they knew it a bit, but they didn't have the expertise that I was maybe hoping. So let's see what we can do. Let's roll this back, go back to Hawaii, see if we can rally up the fan base on the island, get a little more support than maybe we did this year. So I think that's it. I think that's the job for me. Secretly, I will admit, I did a little off-camera work to see if any of these schools would actually accept my application. And the resounding answer was no from all of them. I even went down to, where are they at? Our friends at Binghamton. I said, hey, do you guys want a head coach? And they said, no, we're exploring some other options. I think that'd be fine. I think the only team that in my little no autosave experiment here that actually gave me the job was, where are they? The North Florida Dolphins, I think, or something. It was a school that I certainly should not be stooping that low to. So let's do it. Let's go with Hawaii. Let's advance past this job hiring. I feel good about it. I think we can make some noise in this second year, especially with Charity coming back, assuming that we haven't angered him in that first season and he doesn't transfer, which, if you've played this game, you know anybody can transfer at any time. So, all right. So now we have to worry about the rest of the coaching staff. They got me back. Can we keep the rest of our guys? So let's look. Let's go staff hiring. Let's take a look at what the staff looks like. We hired a couple guys new last year. So, okay then. We are going to have our hands full here. It is me and nobody else on the coaching staff. All right. Looks like the other three coaches didn't feel the same way that I did about running it back at Hawaii. So that is certainly a bummer. Yeah, yikes. Okay. So let's go into staff hiring here. Check our email. I'm sure it's just going to be letting me know that all of our coaches have run away. Yeah. So time for staff hiring. So let's see what we got. Let's see who even wants to come to Hawaii. Yeah, your team has coaching vacancies, don't we? Don't we know that? All right. Not a lot of great coaches in the pool. That's tough. We're capping out at 11 reputation for our best assistant coach available. All right, so we have some work cut out for us. Here's what I think we do. We're going to have to get 3 guys. One's going to have to specialize in recruiting. Bill says, yeah, if you fire all your coaches at the start of a new save, the new coaches have 1-year contracts. You need to extend the contracts before coach hiring if you want to keep the new coaches. Yeah, in hindsight, that would have been a really smart move. But we were a little too concerned about trying to make it out of the conference tournament to remember to extend all of our coaches. And I mean, let's be real, our coaches were pretty bad too. So we were kind of paying them decent dollar for low production there. Ribbons of Distinction says, is that 11 out of 100? Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a scale out of 11. If it was, I would feel really good about hiring Eugene Price. But no, this is a scale out of triple digits, which makes this a very daunting hiring stage here. I guess what I'm surprised by, like Bill mentioned, all of our coaches left. They're on 1-year deals. Look, that happens. I gotta be honest, I hated all of the coaches, and they knew that. So probably good that they're gone. What I'm surprised with is that there's no better available coaches. I mean, we're topping out at 11 reputations, so I guess everybody extended their coaches, and then I'm not sure if maybe this is also showing only coaches that would be interested in even considering Hawaii. That would make sense because I would think we would have some better options out there, but let's just hop right into this here. Let's see who is going to be our best option. So any longtime veteran of this series knows, and I don't know if this has necessarily been proven or not, but having your recruiting assistant as your first assistant is definitely the way to go. If you can get a guy with high recruiting, and I would say high reputation, but we know what that looks like, and you can get him in the first chair, that is definitely going to be an advantage on the recruiting trail. So let's see the best recruiting coaches that we have, and let's just throw them a bushel of money because we have it. All right, looks like, yikes. Looks like Andre Spencer is the only coach here who's ever actually recruited. So that's interesting. Andre Spencer, he's terrible in every respect except for he has a 51 recruiting. So, and he's very low on academics. That's great because you guys know how I feel about that when recruiting these players. So I think this could work. I think this is the type of coach that we can bring in here. Yeah, no, this looks like he's just auto-generated, or I guess he's getting into the coaching scene, shall I say. So let's offer him a contract here. He says he wants anywhere from $17,000 to $53,000. I mean, I don't know. Bill, what do you think? What should we offer this guy? He's not good, but we can't really afford to not get him. I'm thinking we have $184,000 to start. I don't think that the board is going to bump our budget any higher than that, so that's probably what we're going to work with. I'd like to have at least probably $35,000 going into recruiting. So if we can just take that off the top, we have $150,000 for reports and these 3 coaches. I think we can get away with offering this guy $45,000. I mean, I certainly think that's in the budget. So let's do it. Let's go Andre Spencer. We're going to offer him a role as the first assistant, and we're going to give him a $45,000 contract, and we're going to do it for 2 years. I don't want the same scenario to happen next year where all these guys leave after a year, but I really want to make a long-term commitment to a guy that knows nothing about offense or defense. I mean, I don't think his special teams knowledge is really going to help us here on the court. So let's make an offer to him, first assistant. I feel good about that. And then next, I tend to like to have my practice coach as number 2. I know some of you guys might disagree. Some of you may feel that it's more important to get a scouting coach in your number 2 seat and have them sort of understand the lay of the land with your own team and with opponents, and that's great, but we got to win some games, right? I mean, we need to turn things around at Hawaii. So I'm going to sort by player development, which we're a young team. That would be good to have, but really there's nobody here that is blowing me out of the water in that respect. So let's see. Is there any defensive whiz? Look at that. Lionel Pinkney out of Knoxville. Okay. So he's 64 years old. He's making $15,000 right now as the third assistant. So we could probably poach him with just a bit of a raise and a promotion. I like that 63 defense a lot. And we're not really going to get anybody with better reputation. I'll see if there's anybody who's a little more well-rounded, but I don't think so. We have a couple guys who are the Mike D'Antonis of low-level college basketball, but it's not really impressing me more than what we saw on the defensive end from Pinckney here. And nobody that we get is going to be a jack of all trades. I mean, I think we know that. So sort by player dev, yeah, none of these guys are decent at developing players and decent at coaching both sides of the court. So let's do it. Let's grab Pinckney, make sure there's no red flags in his bio here. Everything looks good there. His web kind of just dissipated there. Zoomed away, but that's fine. Yeah, I like what this guy brings to the table. And I don't think any of this really matters because I'm going to override everything he says. So, Lionel, I hope you like Hawaii. I mean, you're 64. Maybe you'll appreciate it a little more than these 17-year-olds. So, Lionel Pinkney, will he take a second assistant job? That's a good question to ask. He will not. Now that is tricky. That is a bummer. So it says he won't take it. I wouldn't mind trying anyway. I don't know if this is sound protocol. He might not even... I don't think he's gonna... We'll see. We'll shoot him an offer here. He wants anywhere from 18 to 59. We're offering $45,000 to our first assistant. I don't think we need to go there. I mean, this guy's, like we saw before, he's only making $15,000 right now, and he's a third assistant. So I think if we can bump his pay to... what do you guys think? Maybe to $30,000? I mean, that seems reasonable. Get him in for a couple of years as well. See if he's attracted to that offer. I almost want to do 35 because I really don't want to miss out on this guy. So let's do $35,000 to Pinckney. He's not... I don't think he's going to take it, but we'll see. And then scouting. So let's see if we can get a really good... And now we have some options. Okay. 3 guys in the 60s for scouting. None of them really separate themselves in any other way. We could steal a coach from someone else, which is always nice, but it's probably going to be easier to pull a coaching free agent off the heap. And their reputation is decent. And I'm not really seeing anything else anywhere else that makes me think someone is going to be better at this scouting job. I mean... These guys have higher offensive and defensive ratings, which does matter for scouting because that influences their ability to even scout those areas in players. So if you have a scout that has 63, but he's got 22 offense, that's going to impact his ability to scout offense. So 63 is a big shiny number. The 20s are a little bit concerning. Yeah, that's Ribbons says you may want to filter third assistant. I'm worried to do that because I know what's going to happen from that. Yeah, we're going to get Patrick Jenkins. I think you're right. I don't think these guys are going to take it, but I also don't think we're going to lose out on any of these guys that we really want on these lower levels because they all suck so horribly. So I'm going to take a shot. It's not going to work. I'm already admitting it's not going to work. I'm a little angry that all my assistants left. Bill said 41 scouting is not bad for a third assistant. Yeah, I can make it work. So Bill, am I not going to get anywhere here? Is this just not even worth my effort to try to reach out to Andrew? I mean, he's unemployed. Like, what's his deal? He's not going to take a third assistant job? You're 56 years old. You don't have any assistant job. I think you might as well just take whatever gets offered to you. But I don't think that's how that works. I mean, I think this is letting me know what they're willing to take. But Ribbons of Distinction says PJ. I'm guessing he's campaigning for our man Patrick Jenkins. Well, yeah, could you filter and check if Morris will be third assistant? Yeah, it doesn't look like it because... So Andrew Morris is right here. He's ranked 63, so if you filter this out, I mean, he would show up right here. So I don't think that he's going to be on board with this third assistant gig, but I almost want to just test the game and try. I want to see if he's willing to take a job. I mean, he doesn't have any better options here. We're talking about a third assistant scouting coach. I say we take a shot. He's not going to take it, but neither is Lionel Pinckney. You can see if Morris will be second and Pinckney third. Pinckney only wants to be a first assistant, so I don't really have any confidence in him being willing to take that. But let's see. Nope. Doesn't want to do that either. Shea Chenoweth is willing to make that sort of sacrifice. But all right, here's what I think we do. I think we let Andrew Morris know that we appreciate him a lot, and we think that he would make an excellent third assistant, and we're willing to pay him generously for his time. So I think we offer him $28,000, not $2,800. That would not be appropriate. $28,000, third assistant. We know he'll say no, but if he says no, then Lionel Pinkney will also say no. We can slide another scouting person into our second spot that actually is willing to take it, and then we'll just make do with our practice coach. So it's a little unorthodox. I already know it's not going to work. I know some of you are probably screaming at your screens right now, but let's give it a shot because clearly we need some help in Miami, and we're willing to take some swings on coaches. So Andrew Morris, hopefully welcome to the team. All right. We got 3 offers out there. Let's run one bid round. So I think we'll get... Oh, no way. We got it. Lionel Pinkney takes the job, assistant number 2 at Hawaii. Andrew Morris takes the job, assistant number 3. There it is. Andre Spencer takes the job, number 1. Look at that. Clean sweep of the board. Look at that. So you learn something new every day, right? I learned, which is something that I was curious about but didn't know for sure, that these filters are not a hard stop if you want a guy to coach at a role that he's not necessarily interested in or doesn't have experience in. It's worth taking a shot. So look at that. You look at our staff. I feel really good about the crew that we're putting together here. I mean, it doesn't look great. I'll be honest about that. But, wow, that's incredible. All right, so let's go to coaching assignments here. Well, the filters are not absolute, says Ribbons of Distinction. I know. I'll be honest, I didn't know that for sure. But that's one of the fun things is the more you play this game, and I really appreciate the way that Gary has done this, is letting us know so many things about how all of this works, but then leaving little Easter eggs in a sense, right? I mean, we're all learning new things about this game all the time, about a way a player might respond to a visit or, hiring coaches and what they might be receptive to. There's just enough randomness in here and enough stuff for us to figure out and learn. If you play the Pro Basketball Series, you know this really well with with player personalities and coach personalities too. And I know some of you guys want to know more about that, and I sympathize with you, but man, that's really cool. So awesome. All right, we got Andre Spencer in the recruiting seat. We got Pinckney right here, second assistant. You're going to be running practice. Andrew Morris, best scout in town. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like we might actually be building a winner here at Hawaii. So I think we can just finish in advance. I'm not really worried about any of these guys getting poached. That would certainly be a new feature. So we'll process through this, and then I think we're going to have to face the big bad board and ask them to extend some of their financial courtesies to a team that lost a lot of their games. Bill says save the changes for coaching assignments. That's a great point. Practice, save. Look at that. Veteran helping out a veteran. All right, so petition the board. Let's go to the inbox. It's 2022, but we're still making these decisions over email, as it should be. Meeting with the board. All right, the school's board of directors is looking forward to meeting with you. It's an opportunity for you to increase one of the 3 options below. There's no guarantee the board will accept your request. So here's what we're looking at, guys. We have 3 options. We can ask for an upgrade on facilities, which, if you've toured campus at Hawaii, you know it's not the prettiest thing in the world. We can ask for more money, but after not spending all of our money last year, I think we had maybe $30,000 left. I don't think they're going to give us any more money, especially when we missed the tournament. And we could ask them for more time. I do find that one a little interesting. I don't think I've ever actually done that in any of my playthroughs because I've never really needed it. But if you look right here, I'm at 60% job security. It's not ideal, but I don't think I'm at the point after year 1 that I'm desperately pleading for my job. Especially when the folks at the North Florida Dolphins are willing to hire me. So I say we pitch for a facilities upgrade. We're not going to get it. There's no chance we'll get it. There's a 100% certainty that they are going to say no. But can't hurt to try, right? As we learn with our coaches. So check the email. Denied? Did we get denied? Yeah, we got denied. Yeah, that was probably the most predictable thing of this entire series, is getting denied on a request to upgrade facilities. We're not putting that kind of money into a losing program. Look, I don't blame you. I actually would be a little bit skeptical of the logic and reasoning of the athletic director if you guys had put more money into the facilities, because I have not earned it. So, all right, end of season here. Another exciting season's come to an end. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So there we go, guys. We're sticking with Hawaii after that really abysmal first season. I mean, it went okay. We had some injuries. We were young. But the way that season ended was just atrocious. But running it back, we got 3 new coaches I feel really good about. Ribbons of Distinction says, would they have denied all 3? Yeah, 100%. I think money, they would have said no. I think if I asked for more time, they would have probably responded asking for more wins. And we saw what happened asking for a facilities increase. So, yeah, I think if I asked this board for an extra cup of coffee in the morning, they probably would have said no, because I have not done anything to earn it. But that's what season 2 is for, right? I mean, every coach goes through some growing pains in their first season. Not Hubert Davis, but most coaches go through growing pains. So we're on a decent trajectory here, I think. I mean, guess it depends on if guys transfer, which we may learn here in a few minutes. That would be the worst case scenario. If we come back to Hawaii and we have to hire all new coaches and our best players leave, that will be tough. All right, not going to skip the summer. We will purchase our scouting reports. You guys can read that in your own games. It's the same message every time. Scheduling notice, yep, we'll remember to call them before the end of August. Our budget. So we have $76,000 to work with. I mean, we might go big game hunting here, right? We might go international hunting to try to get some recruits to Hawaii, because whatever we did last year didn't really work. Speak of the devil here. Let's see. Let's see what our rank was. Look at that. Provo. Provo ranks 18th in recruiting rankings. That is just sick. That's disgusting. Mike Jordan's going to be absolutely nasty for Provo. I'm really upset that we lost him. So, all right, let's see where we rank here. This may take an hour trying to find where Hawaii is on the board. but I'm just really curious what the magazines thought. Yikes, this is really embarrassing, guys. This is tough. Still haven't seen the Spartans. There we are. 163. 163. I mean, we did better than Jackson State, so pat us on the back for that, but that's not great. All right, so let's buy reports here. I heard your guys' pleas loud and clear last offseason. We're going to buy the gold report this time. Here we go. Premium West report. We can afford it in our budget. We're going to have $46,000 left after doing that. I don't even really know if we need a basic, but I think the worst case scenario would be there's, some kid in Texas that wants to play for Hawaii and we don't know about it. So we'll do basic. I'm very, very, very tempted to do basic for international, but I think we're going to be running out of money at that point. So if we do $30,000 here and $10,000 here, that's going to leave us with $35,000, and I believe we have 3 scholarships open. So we can work with that. I feel good about that. I mean, we're in Hawaii. We're not going to be recruiting kids from that far out. I mean, we are technically from a GPS perspective, but from a coordinates perspective, but it's not going to look like that. So I think we can afford some nice local campus visits, local home visits, and maybe take a shot or two internationally on guys that fit our profile as opposed to actually having interest in us. So let's roll with that. And then, yeah, Bill says you have 5 scholarships and maybe more if people transfer out. Okay, so we have 5. We have more than I thought, but I still think, actually feel good about getting that premium report now because that's really going to help us hone in on who we should be spending our time on. Sometimes when you have more money, you feel like you want more money for committing to more scholarships, and that makes sense in theory, but sometimes when I just have 1 or 2 left, that's when I like to have a little bit of money built up, and then I just go headhunting, right? I just see what kids in Arkansas, what kids in Maine are going to be potentially diamonds in the rough and just spend a lot to fly them in where other schools might not be. So I think we can make this work with $35,000. Now here is the big question, and I'm going to end it on this, because this could change a lot. We're already getting a little bit of a snapshot here. Who's transferring out? Only Randy Brown. Heck yeah. If you guys have been watching the series from the beginning, you know I hate Randy Brown. Randy Brown, I almost cut Randy Brown last year, and I just didn't want to hurt our prestige. He wasn't worth the breath, so to speak. So, you know what? Good riddance, Randy Brown. Too much competition at your you don't have a natural position. You're not a natural basketball player. So, all right. That works for me. So we're going to wrap it up right here, excitingly, right before transfer season. Really excited for the next episode that we do on here. Going to be trying to fill some of these scholarships with transfers. Like Bill said, we have some spots that we can fill for next year and for this year, I believe. What do we have? How many do we have on the roster right now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. Oh, so we might just have just the spot that Randy freed up. I think we had maybe 1 left over from last year. So we'll be able to play a little bit in the transfer market, so that'll be exciting. Hopefully we'll have some guys that actually want to play here, and we really need it because we need a point guard. I don't think that Craig Willis is ready to live up to the Dante Waldman legacy. I know the Willises run strong here in Hawaii, but I'm a little bit nervous about having him run point. Ribbons of Distinction says, I might need to buy this. Are you referring to the game itself or to a premium report? Because I recommend both. Definitely, if you haven't bought this game yet, highly recommend buying Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2022. I would buy it this second if I were you, but I would keep in mind next Wednesday, and that's a good segue. Next Wednesday, there's going to be a lot of deals flying off the shelves. So if you're a little bit unsure about whether you want to hop into the Wolverine Studios games, maybe it's this one, maybe it's another one, Wednesday is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to do so. But don't wait until then to play the game. Download the demo. All of these games have free demos. They let you go pretty far into it before you have to end up buying the license key. So definitely get the demo and the game. But keep your eye on next Wednesday for Wolverine Day. So he says, I have pro basketball. It's great. Yeah, that is an excellent game. I love that game. I love this game so much. As you guys can tell, I am really excited to see what we can get in the transfer portal for Hawaii and surround our superstar. Oh, yikes. Our superstar, Amari Charity, who got re-rated down to a 2. Yikes. All right. We'll work with that next time. We'll look at this re-rate, see what some of these players are looking like. Bernard Gilbert looking really good coming in. Redshirt freshman, a little better than I thought. So we'll break down this roster. We'll look at the transfer portal, see what we can do to actually improve Hawaii's ability to win on the court next year, and see how far we can go with that. So, again, I really appreciate you guys all joining us on this Thursday stream. If you're not already subscribed to the Twitch channel, my biggest question for you is why? It helps us out a lot to sub to the channel. It helps me, helps the company, helps Gary, it helps the community to be able to share this stuff with you guys and have more people learn about the game and help make the game better for us. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free Twitch sub just by linking it with your Amazon Prime account to Twitch. So might as well do that, and you might as well use it on us. The offer stands, especially now that I'm staying in Hawaii for year 2. If you send me a screenshot on Twitter or Discord or anywhere and you show that you are subbed to us on Twitch, I will tell you not only what Hawaiian fish you most resemble, but what Hawaiian dish I think you would most appreciate. So we're doubling down on that. It's a one-time a one-time Twitch sub double deal. So take us up on that. And then don't forget tomorrow, #Franchise Friday. As always, every Friday, we want to hear what's going on with you guys and your saves and your careers. What are your highlights? What are your lowlights? Are you guys switching jobs? Are you guys on the precipice of getting fired? How's the transfer portal going for you? Or how are some of the other games going? Like Ribbons of Distinctions mentioned, he plays the pro basketball game, college football game, pro football game are both incredible games. So let us know what's going on with your careers tomorrow. #Franchise Friday. Post about that everywhere that you find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Slack, the Wolverine Studios forums. Post about the games there. Learn more about our games. Let us know what you want us to improve, and let us know what you want us to improve with this streaming series too. So if you ever want to reach out to me directly, you can reach me here on Twitch or on Twitter at CJacksonCowart. You can find me on the Discord server or anywhere on the Wolverine Studios forums. Thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will see you next time.